Hey guys, it's restocker coming at ya with a jungle anti-mage video. So right off the bat, you want to cut that tree. Make sure you don't cut the other trees. The reason I'm typing there is because this video is like a year old, and I was just planning on making it like entirely text-based, and then I was like, I might as well do a voiceover. Anyways, cut that tree. Fucking Sanju logging in. Make sure you stack this camp. And then blink over here, and if you stand at the perfect distance, these creeps actually can't hit you. Another thing you'll notice is I won't be stacking, not stacking, excuse me, I won't be pulling any creeps, and I won't be getting any runes, just to make this as realistic as possible. So once you kill this, you'll notice something that happens sometimes. The enemy neutrals, the neutrals in general just won't hit you sometimes, so you'll have to blink over and get their attention. Right here, I could have cut a tree and saved myself a ton of damage, but that's too mainstream. So you'll just salve up. Anyways, you'll notice that I had 2 salves because I set myself a salve very early on. When you're on the radiant side, you want to send that salve as early as possible. So stack this camp, and you'll notice something that's pretty cool here. Another thing is you want to save your skill point. Well, at this point you can actually use it, and what I'm going to do is get mana break, because when you see the centaur, it's really important to get mana break. And this is the cool trick. You can actually kill the centaur, the big one, without it hitting you, because the little centaur blocks the big centaur. And you kind of do the same trick that you do that you saw at the start, where it's essentially the same thing. The centaur is out of range, but you're in enough range to hit it. So I could have, cut down a tree, save myself a little bit of damage for that camp. It's not too important. You're gonna stack this camp. I don't actually show it in this video, but the whole point of just stacking this is after you get the vanguard, you can cut down a tree and just choke point jungle really well. But once you get your ring of health on the radiant side, it's just really easy. It's pretty straightforward. How do you jungle? You just continue with the same thing. You regen really well, and you just continue to choke point jungle. And you literally lose like almost no health. So we're just gonna stack this and go get the ring of health, and you just basically continue. We're gonna go to the dire side, which is a little bit cooler, I think, how you jungle. It is a little bit more camp dependent than the radiant side, and you'll see why. Another thing is, for the dire side, you want to get a clarity as early as possible. You see that I have a clarity in my quick buy. We're just gonna do a cut. And it's very important that you check the high level camp, and right there we had centaurs, and that's a good sign. Centaurs and Ursa are a good sign. So you want to pull this camp and make sure you cut the trees that you saw earlier on, because we're going to do the same blink tactic, and blink up here so that the neutrals can't hit us. You may have saw that I killed one of the little neutrals while I was actually on the ground, because sometimes those dudes with the wands, the little basic satyrs, they get in the way, and they'll actually block the golems and the other satyrs or any other neutrals that might be there from getting in the way. Another thing you saw is I blinked down just to make sure I was able to pull that camp, even though I didn't fully kill the satyrs. And take this time to use your clarity, because it'll take you a while to kill this entire camp, and you'll get a good chunk of your clarity, if not all of it. And with this build, you probably want to get a lot of points into mana break. You saw I got a point into stats, but I got a very early point into mana break, because mana break helps kill not only the satyrs and the ogres, but it really helps with killing the centaurs. Something that's really important is when you go to kill the centaur, make sure you attack it before you blink, because if you just blink up here, sometimes they don't aggro. So you have to make sure you actually hit them before you blink up there. Just take this time to get some free easy minions, and just do another really quick check. And once again, it's kind of luck dependent. I got lucky. There's an Ursa camp there, so once again, get the aggro. The reason you can't jungle here with if there is a troll camp or a Ursa camp, or a wildkin camp, is because wildkins, although they're technically melee range, they have melee range. Hit you up there, and obviously troll warlords being ranged can just destroy you. So once again, we're going for early Vanguard, and with this build, we're going to get a lot of points into Mana Break, and what Mana Break lets you do is, even though you're getting Vanguard, it'll let you dish out a lot of damage. So once again, cut that tree up there, blink up there, and send yourself clarities. I just upgrade the courier and then just give myself the gold. The reason I don't upgrade courier at the very start of the game is because I try to make this as realistic as possible, and I think a 6 minute is, you know, a fair time. It's an expected time for your supports to usually upgrade the courier. Anyways, you may have saw there that I didn't wait for the entire clarity to be in effect. I just started hitting the wolves when I felt that I had enough mana. Generally, you want to have about enough charges for enough mana for 2 blinks. So around 120 mana is pretty good because it costs 1 blink to get up here and 1 blink to get down. But it's worth it. Trust me, sending your clarities is worth it because killing this camp, it gives you about 130 gold. So 1 clarity versus 130 gold, you got a net of 80 gold, which is pretty good. And something you see here that you didn't really see on the Radiant side is I'm doing the high level camp and I'm ignoring the mid camp, the mid level camp, the one that you would naturally be pulling if you had, you know, a dual lane or a tri lane top. So I'm not doing that camp right now, and that's because because you have the advantage of being able to kill the high level camp on the Dire side, as opposed to the Radiant side, which you can't really do that. So anyways, you pick up an early Vanguard, and once you get a Vanguard, you can start doing Ancients by choke point jungling. Once again, the Ancients are a little bit luck dependent. If it's the Drakes, the Dragons, or the other dudes. The man, I forgot the lizard dudes. You know, since they're melee, you're able to do the golems and the lizard dudes, but you can't do the choke point with the dragons. Anyways, I haven't tested this out with Tranquil Boots. I don't think it'll work on the Dire side. It might work on the Radiant side because you're so mana starved on the Dire side that even the 25 points of mana that the Tranquil Boots requires you to have is too much. With it on the Radiant side, it might be possible. This video is a year old, so I have like I could have tested it out, but whatever. Anyways, I prefer treads. Just lets you jungle hella fast. Make sure you stack the camp every time you can. So you have a 22-minute Battle Fury, Vanguard, and treads, and that's basically the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully I can do some commentary soon, if I get my computer into my room. I'm also sick right now, that's why my voice is really raspy. Might sound a little sexier than usual though, but yeah, so anyways, I just hope you guys enjoyed, and take it easy.
So awesome! Exactly! Yeah!